Have you ever thought about if there was such a thing as reincarnation? What would you do next lifetime? What would you take with you that you have learned from this one? What would you want to be next time? Would you have different plans? You know, the whole thing. Which obviously we don't know there is such a thing, but it's kind of fun to think about it a little bit. Another lifetime, what would you do? What would you want? And I've thought a wildlife biologist because they work in the outdoors. They study wild animals, which I love, and I think it's a worthy thing that they're doing. And I thought that right up until we had the experience here with the foxes. And this has kind of convinced me that I don't have the perspective to be able to do this kind of work, that I get too emotionally attached to what I'm looking at and studying. Because for the last month or two, we've had the foxes in and out of the garden. It's right outside my window here. Actually, right outside that garden too. They do have a way with fences, which I guess chicken farmers have always known. But anyway, so it's been great. I've taken lots of photographs. I thought they were beautiful, beautiful animals. And then it dawned on us that perhaps breeding season. Isn't this breeding season? And sure enough, when we researched it, it would be. And it wasn't long after that that we realized they did have babies, and they had them under our porch. They have created what amounts to a nice little den down there, or had. And that meant that we felt we couldn't do anything about it for a while. We had to basically let them raise these babies up, because what are you going to do? I mean, you want the babies to grow up, right? Well, she moved them out. The mother does all the moving, as far as I can tell, in the Fox family. But it is a communal deal. The father is very involved. He comes in, he brings in food. We know of quite a bit about what goes on because we have a wildlife cam that we have out. So like at night when we're not there and couldn't have any way of knowing, we know that he comes in and brings in food. We know that one day we had the wildlife cam set on a lawn chair. And he got up beside the lawn chair and watched his family play down below. So we have quite a bit of information on what they've done in terms of our home, because we've been sharing it. And so when she moved out the babies the first time, we thought, great, that's it, we've got it solved. And Farm Boss put wire across there, and that was going to end the problem. But it didn't end the problem, because I looked, I don't know, a week maybe later, and saw that it'd been pooched out. And this time he thought he'd do a better job. Well, he did, and then he heard the scratching sound from inside and realized they were already in there. So he had to open it back up. So for the last week or two, we've been watching them. And this has been very cool, except for one little thing. I find I worry about them. And the mother one time, she took one of the babies out with her. She left, and we thought, well, okay, maybe she's moving again. Maybe this is another moving experience. But actually, she came back later that day, and although the one baby was still gone, the two that she had here were here. Then I worried, what had she done with it? Had she taken it out and dumped it? And then I thought, well, maybe I should think positive, because these are getting a little bigger babies. They're still not weaned. They're still nursing. But they're growing, and obviously they have to learn how to be foxes, and they're not going to do that in our garden. So maybe she just took it out to get a lesson with Dad. And I just still don't know, because the next morning that little fox was back. But I watched him that day, and I actually took some movies. So I have some movies now that if we can put them together, we'll be able to share here on Wednesdays. But the next day when she left, the one that had gone before was determined to go with her. And but he couldn't jump up, and this time she didn't stop for him. So he tried to get out through the fence, and finally he did. I have a video showing him just kind of all of a sudden disappearing out of the fence. The basic fact of life is that this is their launch time. And this, much as it might worry me that, oh no, they'll get hit by a car. Oh no, a raccoon will kill them. Oh no this, oh no that, because it's like, yes, I understand this is nature, and it's supposed to be what it's supposed to be, but it bothers me when things go wrong. There's raccoons around here that are potentially dangerous, although probably not for the babies at the age they are now. And then yesterday, as far as we know, maybe they're gone. It's possible, but we can't close it up till we're sure. But we watched the daddy come in with a baby animal that he had killed. Looks like a baby beaver, which is, understandable. We have bank beaver here and it would be good food. But if they're not still here and he put it under the house, this isn't going to smell good pretty soon. So I don't think I have the emotional distance to be a wildlife biologist, but I certainly have enjoyed this experience of being able to watch these so close and watch them play with the mother and the cute way they are loving to each other. But next lifetime, if I want to be a wildlife biologist, I think I have to not watch Bambi.